G'day, it's Robert King here from Integration Kings, and I just wanted to cover off on doing a purchase order in Dia. So to start, we'd normally go to Purchase, Simple Purchase, and start a simple purchase order. First thing is you got to remember is to pick your supplier, and then you can pre-populate the primary contact. We do suggest if the primary number that you want to call is a mobile, that when filling out the card file that you nominate in the contact, you nominate the phone number there to be the mobile. It'll just make it easier because it'll display here. Update the vendor's address or the supplier's address for the actual products. Now, then you can choose stock first or invoice first. Stock first allows you to receipt the stock in and sell the product before the accounts department comes along and puts the supplier invoice. We highly recommend using that as the process. The only time you'd go invoice first is kind of if you're buying in from overseas and you might have got the supplier invoice way before you've actually received the goods. Most of the time for most clients will be stock first. So choose stock first, choose your terms. You can create terms as you go. When you require it by, now this is good to get fairly accurate so that you get fairly accurate projections in the system. Choose your GST mapping and your account code. Choose the date you want to issue it, the location you want to receive it in, and the default address for where it's going to be delivered. You can then put also a note on the purchase order. This is more for internal use, so this you can add to all the time. This note field here is great if you're trying to keep track of, like someone's talked to the supplier. Supplier said there's a 20-day delay on the product. I would constantly put all those notes into here. Never map that note field into the document because then obviously those notes will go on the documents. But we recommend using that for internal use to keep track of all the comms. Then you choose the order stage and you choose your products you want to buy in. So let's just pretend we're going to choose one of these. You can put a comment and publish that to your purchase order. You can put the supplier SKU, and whatever you put in here, it will retain and store on file for that supplier for this product. Because this will be what you call it, this will be what they call it. You can put in your quantity and price. Now, if you set to last price for supplier, whatever this price point is you put in here and you save, that will next time be the set last price in the system. Then you might want to put a non-product item, which could be like freight. So you can chuck on shipping or freight down here and say there's $100. You've then got this field here, and that will actually print on your purchase order document. That's where you put the note in for your supplier, and then you would authorize the purchase order. So hopefully in going over this, we've covered all the mandatory fields that we'd recommend. Then once you've finished your purchase order, you can print the PDF, your purchase order, and have a look at it. You'll note that every time you do a print to PDF or you email out of the system, it's going to keep a log here of that actual interaction on the system. So it keeps an audit trail, and then on the logs here, there's a full audit trail of every step that's been done. You can also email out. Allows you to type up an email and then send it out of the system. Bear in mind, you can also click on this and you should be able to select other people within the database stored under the supplier. You can also build out templates around the email and around the document as well, which we cover in other videos. That's it in relation to the purchase order. You basically issue that out and then you wait for the stock to be received in. We'll cover other items in other videos. Thanks, guys.